So it is 8:39 p.m. on August the 21st of 2021, and we're about to jump back in time to 1915. So yay! Um, in this video, we'll be choosing whichever route we're gonna pop into first. Unlike in Echo, there's only four. There's only four routes. So yeah. We have fit Cliff in for a booking, take on Murdoch's bet, see if Nikolai's here, or tell William the truth. Okay, so one of them, Cliff's route, I really like, but I know the most about. Murdoch's I've seen some of, and I really like his as well. I've never experienced Nikolai's route at all, and I've barely experienced William's route. So, yeah, it's either going to be William or Nick. So, eeny, meeny, okay, William it is. Did I? Yeah, I saved there. I can. What? I was getting. Okay. I'm just not sure about the weasel or the fox right now. The noise in this room isn't getting any quieter. Can't stop thinking about how I'm in a room full of noisy, panicked people, and that I'm the direct cause of it. Dude, you act in self-defense. It's not your fault. Of all the nights for Nick to stay away, I wish he wouldn't have picked this one. I'm not in the right mindset to work, and I need somebody to talk to. I can feel like something is staring at me, from somewhere above or somewhere below, where nobody else can see it, but I can feel it. Back when I felt his breath on my neck. It's really interesting, because, like, in Echo, Chase only talks about the things. He barely ever talks about the things he saw as a kid and the things that he felt and experienced after Sydney died. Died, I should say, since when he murdered Sydney under the town's influence, but in this one, we actually get to experience what happens when curse is passed on to someone new. Which, that is really fascinating, and also just such good horror fodder, because you can really do a lot with that concept. Like not only do we get to see Echo when it's kind of prime, I guess you could say, but we also get to experience Sam, who we've also experienced in Echo, but never in this sense. It's really interesting. This is only going to get worse, isn't it? Sam, you really worked out with your pigs tonight. Why, if I were in your shoes... You left me alone. The room had quieted some. Some of the girls look at me. I hadn't meant to yell that loud, but it feels like everything is coming out tonight. Cynthia looks at me as if she has something on her mind, as if she has something she can't decide to ask or not. Murdoch narrows his eyes and frowns. Cliff turns to me, then the fox is looking hapless. I'm not gonna work tonight. Too spooked. If I may be bold, Sam, I'm spooked plenty of nights. I'm half as tall. But it weigh twice 2/3 as less as you. So what's your real excuse for turning away business like this? I might have soured the mood some. Playful distractions can make things worse for some folks, not better. I'm sorry I was so casual with you, Sam. I feel there's no reason for everyone to be so tense. The West is a wild place, after all. I welcome some excitement. Nothing exciting about this, I'm afraid. The mine and the railroad workforce and lifeblood of this town, so if they aren't satisfied soon, it could mean big trouble. The mine unit's made noise before, but it's never been this present at this hour. The doors behind us open suddenly. Stare at William. Our glances meet, but his gaze doesn't linger. Attention, folks, there's nothing left to fuss about. Todd handled this crisis. Everything's under control. You're all permitted to go now, but I should hope I don't have to point out how foolish it would be to leave the building tonight. Considering circumstances, I won't be held responsible for your neck, so act accordingly. Some of the girls outside of relief. Sydney's already walking away with Cliff. She whispers in his ear and he turns back to look at me, but her stride doesn't allow room to tarry. She ushers him forward into one of the many doors leading to the halls. Murdoch lounges on one of the couches some ladies had vacated. His eyes are half lit and he looks frightfully bored. He dismisses every woman that approaches him, and they leave him with a shrug. Take a step toward William. My heart pounds on my chest, my sweat goes cold as it soaks into my fur. William. Sam. Swallow hard. I need to talk to you about something urgent. Can it wait? I grab his wrist and hold it dry in my claws. My hands were shaking. My voice was hoarse. No, William. It really can't. William hums at tuts. Fine, you got someplace quiet to talk. Rue. Son of a bitch. This had better be important, Sam. I taste the inside of my mouth, nod, and then march forward. Well, it is kind of important, but not that important. I mean, it is, though. It really is, though. Well, you have my attention. Tell me, what was so important you need to drag me here? Take a deep breath. I think about a lot of things before I say what I'm about to say. I figure that even if I did go with killing Jack scot-free, that wouldn't matter to God. What I did can't be changed. I know I'm going to pay for it. But what I can't handle now is the fear and the guilt and the constant looking over my shoulder. I'm finished. I want to feel finished. Not this wretched between of waiting for the pin to drop. I knew the miner, William. The dead one. Did you now? I breathe in. I breathe out. He was real nice at first. Sometimes I'm still convinced that he didn't mean it, that he was desperate enough to go do the wrong thing at the last minute. That's how earnest it felt. At least how earnest it felt to me. Made me all sorts of promises. Made me feel wonderful things I hadn't felt in all my life. Then he led me down the mines. I have to stop to clear my throat. Took my money. Took my dignity. Tried to leave me there to die. William's eyes narrow as his gaze bores into me. So after he attacked me, I got him first. I killed Jack, William. I'm the real reason a riot formed outside today and tonight. The big coyote shifts uncomfortably. He steps forward and grabs my shoulder. Okay. Here's what you're going to do right now. He was biting his lip and there was something wild in his eye. First I thought I wanted this. Now every fiber of my being is waking up. My brain is screaming that I want to be alive. Look down at his belt and notice William's gun. You're gonna tell me everything from the beginning. That calmed me down a little. How you met him. How you got yourself into this mess. How he attacked you. How you fought back. So I agree, and I tell him everything. Promises, that happy week, the mine shaft, and the bag of rocks. Then the pickaxe. I show him my scar, too. William hums, let's go with me. So that's your story, then. Here's what I think. I think that putting a pickaxe between the eyes of that waste of space is the least stupid thing you've done during your stay in Echo. What? Hear the... oh boy, okay. I hear the wood creep beneath my feet as I shift my weight. I'm not sure that I'm hearing these words correctly. I've seen your balls plenty, Sam. But here's the first occasion you think you've actually got 'em. If you ain't lying to me, he'd play you like a damn fiddle. Can't believe this reaction. Nothing is making a lick of sense. I need to repeat myself. William, I'm a murderer. Unless you lie to me, boy. Bullshit. You think I'm murderer for ever putting a bullet between a bastard's eyes? Done it more than once. You think you're the first to spill blood in Echo? You have any idea how many duels go south, how many bar fights, opium cakes, seizures, and drinking arguments I've had to mop off the floor in this town? When it comes to life and death scenarios, there are winners and there are losers. I know you see him, you wouldn't hurt a flaw unless you were forced to. Frankly, it's one of your worst qualities. Part of me still can't believe what I'm hearing. Is William telling me the truth? William knows more about the law than I ever will. Did I really do nothing wrong? All of this fear, all of this self-hatred, is it really all for nothing? For the love of God, please don't bawl like a woman in front of me. Let the warm tears in my cheeks and nod. So what now? Now that's a fine question. Protocols will take you into custody tonight and reveal your confession to the public in the morning. Then you present your case formally prepared for a judge and you wait for your trial. After that, I do some investigating. I present the evidence we found in the mines. If it aligns with your story, I'd recommend no charge against you. So that's what we're gonna do, then? Oh, absolutely not! James Hendricks is involved now. A mob of angry miners think this is his fault. But it isn't. You drag thousands of desperate men into a shithole, promising the dream of a house and a future, and you pay them in peanuts and expect that a powder keg isn't gonna go off. That doesn't make James a killer. I'm the one who did it. That's a good line. If you're fearing suicidal, save it for the trial. It is spinning. I don't understand what you're talking about. I just want to do what's right. It's true. You don't understand plenty. So let me make it plain. James Hendricks owns the mine, but he doesn't own the town. As rich as his family is, they ain't trusted. James's granddad left people feeling uneasy and his grandson's frivolous and neglectful. Town leaders don't like him or his shiny automobiles. Half his workforce hates his guts. But he'll spend any amount of or put on any performance for the town's leaders he wants to win over. If you come forward with the truth, you killed a man in self-defense. I believe James would do anything in his power to make the workers that hate him feel less embarrassed. He wants them to like him. Hanging you would be so easy. I was afraid of something like that from the start. It ain't right. I don't deserve that. No shit, it ain't right. But it's true. What am I gonna do? First thing you're gonna do is quit your bitching. Like I said, normal situation, we'd have a trial and you'd be filled with fear, mouth with cream all night, whatever else you do with yourself to stay busy. This ain't a normal situation. So you keep your mouth shut and I forget what you told me. And as for James, well, let's let that fester. Everything feels heavy again. I thought confessing would stop all this, but it just keeps happening to me again and again. But what am I supposed to do right now, this very night? I was getting to that. But you're not going to like it. I haven't liked any of this, William. Murdoch gets the pictures of the body, but we haven't had the opportunity to visit the crime scene. I want you to show me where it happened, where the bag of rocks was. My heart is beating against my rib cage. I think I can feel the breath on my neck again. Why do you need me in that place for such a thing? Because we're going tonight. I want to see for myself that he didn't lie to me. I don't want to go there, William. It's either that or I take you into custody tonight. But you said you wouldn't do that. That's the only way I'll be able to keep my eye on you before this matter is settled. Grab a lantern and be ready in 5 minutes. I cursed to myself. There's no way I'm sitting in a jail cell. But the memories of that place are warming me up to the idea of iron bars. I don't want to die just yet. If what William says is true and I haven't done anything wrong, maybe things will be okay. Maybe going back down there for just a little while will be the worst of this. I breathe in. I breathe out. The lantern's handle is cool to the touch when I grasp it. I lift for my vanity and head out the door. I I can see William waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs. The red fox is there too. It looks a bit haggard, and I can read the agitation and twitches of his tail. You still need me after all this? Hush up, we got a place we need to be. I have other obligations early in the morning. You're getting paid for your obligations tonight. You'll manage. Very well, sir. Sudden change in the fox's tone, expression, general cheeriness unnerved me. He went from irate to animal on a drop of a hat. Reached the bottom of the stairs, and suddenly both of the men give me their attention. Wait, you meant him? He's our man. Really? Fox stated like confirmation rather than a question. I'll lead the way then, sir. Sam will light the way. Would you like me to lift after you, Sam? Don't, I want his hands busy. I don't have anything on me. Just a precaution, Sam. Even if that's true, I don't feel like being treated like a prisoner. When I open the door, I'm rattled by the hulking shadow that had been waiting just behind the door frame. Sam? Nick? I hate how croaky my voice sounds. The badger quickly looks around, catching William Murdoch next to me. No, William. He looks at me and I can tell he recognizes the guilt in my face. He was there that day. He saw my injury and knew where I was coming from. Where are you taking him? Calm yourself. We don't need none of that. Frankly, it's a matter of the law. Sam claims to be a witness that may or may not hold water. Did he now? I nod slowly. He adjusts his hat and looks behind him, looking more and more like somebody was hitting him with each growing second. Looks as if he's considering whether or not to leave right at this moment. It would be handy to have more folks along or familiar with the mines. Is that so? Oh, come along then. He's going to want to know everything. I don't think I have the energy to spill the worst thing that's happened in my life twice in a day. Sam doesn't know the mines too well. I'll let you know if he's steering you wrong. I don't know whether or not I should feel grateful or betrayed by that comment. I know Nick knows. Saw us straight through my lie 2 weeks ago. Probably just put all the pieces together, which is why he must have missed his appointment with me, and only now intended to see me. He walks beside me, marching forward. Do you mind if I talk with him ahead in private, William? No concern of mine, as long as you're within 30 paces of us. I stare ahead, feeling nothing as we walk through the shops. You know, I would do a Russian accent for him because his name is Nikolai, but I can't do a Russian accent, so... A few tumbleweeds pass us. So, you must have heard about Jack today. My mouth dries out. Hard news to ignore. And you know that all my people are upset about it, too. Things like this can snowball. Of course. But there probably wouldn't have a folks knew where you were 2 weeks ago. You could have told me, Sam. No, I probably couldn't have. But you're not ready to hear that, are you, Nick? So I just look away and think about what to say next. Lights of a few miners shine as we take a look to the few blocks ahead. There's more than a few of them huddled in groups, bantering one another. Get along home, fellas. Shouting the miners stops and they recognize William's voice. We don't hear much more from them. Footsteps behind me stop. Is he alright? Sam, you have to go left here. What? My voice comes out as a mumble. You'll loop back to the hip if you go that way. He's right. There's more willpower than I thought to stop myself. I swerve to the right, leading us up the dirt road. We walk for a good 5 minutes without many words spoken between the four of us. William. Keep walking. What, Sam? What if somebody moved the rocks when we get there? Doesn't seem likely. It's been 2 weeks. I feel Nick tighten beside me as I say that. We can check for signs of them, but if I'm being honest, it's more likely you made up a detail that somebody moved bags full of rocks on their own accord. If it's in the area where we found Jack, it hasn't been used for some time. My feet stumble. I hadn't realized Nick was one of the people who found Jack. I don't think I could have stomach seeing what's left of him. They'll be able to have cleared them out for hazard prevention. So if Sam says they are there, then they will be there. I expect them to be. But if they ain't, one lie tends to reveal more lies. I'm not lying. Didn't say a word. The light shines on the road ahead of us. Move closer, a lanky figure meets us. Oh, he was out there. Stand down, Todd. William? You're back earlier than I thought. I can agree on that. How's the patrol? In some ways better than expected. I was worried that when I saw a cap light up ahead, but it was just Nick and the rest of you. It's more compliant than I thought they'd be, but it might be only temporary. Some folks are going to want to talk to you tomorrow. I'll tend to it. But something else came up. Such as? The otter takes a breath. I've been feeling funny, so it might be nothing. Well, what did you think you saw, Todd? Otter rubs his neck. Dancing ladies. Dancing ladies? That's what I said, William. Dancing ladies, a group of 3 with picnic baskets prancing into the mine. Dancing ladies shouldn't be going to the fucking mine, Todd. What the hell? That's part of why I was sent to report it, sir. I don't think they were real. Fuck's sake, Todd, are you on something? Sir, no, sir, I'm clean as a whistle. But I might be running a fever. But folks say it's normal in these parts to get sick and see things, especially when we're working long hours and run low on water. Ain't nothing normal about seeing 3 ladies prance to a mine with picnic baskets. Jesus Christ, Todd. The otter shuffles, he's clearly embarrassed. That we can agree on, sir. Well, we're going to the mines anyway. That unnerves the otter quite a bit. Oh, what for? Need extra eyes on this one. Points at me. He's showing me something important. But I don't expect to do anything stupid because his word is on the line. That means I'm gonna need you back in town near the station. Todd's brow lifts as he whistles. I can do that, no trouble at all. Good, let's move. Oh, Todd, before I forget. The otter turns into Dom and gives William his full attention. If we're not back before dawn, put up a warrant for Sam here. Yes, sir. The otter trots off and trying to feel the effect of the words that hit me, but I don't feel anything right now. Instead, listlessly, I move forward. I take everybody around the front entrance and show them the boulder with the back entrance to the mine. I try to tell myself that it's just an opening to the earth, that the air flowing out of the entrance doesn't feel like breath, that it doesn't feel like something is watching me all over again. I take my first step in. The air is already heavier. Nick approves my directions as I guide our group deeper into the area. I find that place in the dark where the walls start to get crammed. It would be best for me to pass through here. Nearly got stuck the first time. I should be able to pass through easily. Wait. Anybody else hear that? Sounded like laughter. Girls laughing. We listen for a little while longer. I wouldn't be surprised if there are idle youths haunting less used passages down here. That was fucking British. I used to do it. Motley, please get this over. God, I can't keep my fucking accents. Motley, please get this over with. Be my guest and go through that tunnel the first then. I can, but I have to be careful with the equipment. With the equipment? Flowers goes in through. Good grief. Then I go through with William tailing me. Nick stays behind. When I emerge on the other side of the cramped tunnel, that earthy, gritty smell clogs my senses and makes me want to vomit. There's a rusty stain where Jack's body fell, but his corpse and the pickaxe are gone. So are the rocks. No! I circle the enclosure with my lamps, looking every which way, and I can't find the bags anywhere. They were here! I promised they were here! Stop this! Puts his hand on my shoulders. Take a deep breath. I nod frantically, but feel myself about to break down again. William walks me back to the entrance of the tunnel. Want me where he told you to go? So I do. But there was nothing there except spiky moss, or at least it looked like moss. Jesus, that's a tarantula nest! I flinched away my paw and almost brushed one of the many bundles of legs. Those are adult-sized tarantulas. Usually don't see them in clusters like this unless it's an October migration. Looks like they've been huddling for warmth, before cannibalizing one another. William kneeled down and slapped away a few of the layers of spikes with a flat rock. Here's our sack of rocks. The coyote turned and looked at me. See, you're good, Sam. I just tightened as he smiled at me. Looked to Murdoch and jerked his head. Let's get photographs of these rocks for the case file. Alright, I'll need better lighting than an oil lamp with anything clear down here. Fox pulls a small cylindrical canister, tweezers, and a box and a pocket of matches from the inside of his vest. First he unfolds the camera, then turns a knob on top of it. He pulls a spool of thin metal from the tip of the canister and sets it down on the ground. Then he lights a match and ignites the strip. You're going to want to look away. Away from what? I don't see anything. Whoa! Fox sprints to his knees quickly and takes a snap. Then he whirls the knob of his camera. I hear 3 phases of clicks and rolls before the bloody white light goes out. I'm seeing spots. Magnesium takes a little time to burn, but once it starts, it won't stop. Anyway, I got the pictures. 3 should be enough. Take a deep breath and exhale. With this settled, Murdoch packs his things up. We leave one by one, this time, me and William trailing behind the end. I know I should feel safe now. My fur prickles up on the back of my neck. I still feel something watching me. At the entrance of the mine, we get ready to leave. But some sickly, sticky guilt keeps me there. Then something happens I can't ignore. You just hear that? Hear what? That woman's voice saying, I love you? I didn't hear anything. I'm lying through my teeth. Christ, Sam, you gotta be deaf. Maybe Todd wasn't saying things after all. The coyote turned to yell in the tunnel. If there's a bunch of pranksters in there, y'all best get home. This place ain't safe during the day when there's lots of people here. Boat running alone without experience is a death wish. There was no reply. Ugh, I need a drink. Good grief, that voice hurts my throat. Good grief. But something from deeper in the mines responded. Something that sounded like a mix between high-pitched laughter and dead leaves. I can tell from William's face that he heard something too. He turns away. As he walks, I think about what I told William, that I didn't hear a woman saying I love you. And that part was the truth. Because I heard something else. Aren't you hungry too? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck? I did not look back. I did not speak to that voice. I just stared at William's back, who was willing to walk in front of me now, guiding us home with the lantern. Nikolai broke away from our line first. I had to stop him from leaving so abruptly. We didn't get to talk much, Nick. No, we didn't. Not sure that I want to right now. But Nick, I'll see you again in a few days, Sam. Again, I don't want to talk right now. I don't blame him for being this upset. Nick is always the one who I can talk to about anything. But I couldn't face him this time. Not about this. And he knows I confessed before telling him. I wouldn't trust me either. And I wouldn't have promised to see me later. Man, Juan doesn't talk much. But he's not very good at hiding how he feels. Some of us talk enough for the rest of us. So much that there isn't always room left for the rest of us. But you decided to say what needed to be said anyway. It could have been so much worse for you. I flinch a bit when the fox puts his paw on my shoulder and gives us a small squeeze. It's hard to do the right thing, handsome. Myself wince. It's such a mess. William will get it up. It's what he's good at. I'm not a maid, Fox. I should hope not. Your office is a disgrace. The hell? Regardless, the gallant protect the gallant. Remember that. I think your big earnest friend will come to that conclusion in time too. And now, William, I'm tired and I'm going home. Yeah. I'll have the pictures developed in about 3 days' time if I'm allowed to prioritize that. Might not be necessary, but I'll see what I can convince your pa to do. Go on and get. Thank you. The fox fades away between the buildings. It's so late that most of the bars don't even have lights on. In time we arrive upon the sheriff's office. Inside, a nicely furnished office with scattered papers piled on the desk. Todd is pacing back and forth diligently. I'm surprised there exists a man dedicated to his post. I'm certain they're not suited to be any deputy. William, Sam, you're back before dawn. The auto winks at me. Bet you're glad about that most of all. Oh, that's right. Forgot that William put a conditional warrant on me. In his defense, it's good to be prepared. In my defense, I resented a little. Couldn't be gayer. The mines weren't trouble, were they? Will and I look at each other. I heard something strange, we don't want to linger. Might be folks doing something sly in that mine after all. I'll put a pin in that. Eddie looks at his watch. Go home, Todd, it's 3:30. Is it really? Folks must be worried sick about me with all the commotion today. I hope they'll forgive me for making them worry. Try to get some rest. You too, William. I don't fucking know what voice this dude's supposed to have. He was like, oi, so I'm guessing like Australian, but I can't do Australian. God. The coyote sighs and takes a seat at his desk. Well, I've got a few busy weeks ahead of me. So I'm ready to go? Yes, for the moment. Look behind me out the door. The night is darker than I've ever seen in a long time. Is it okay if I stay for the night? Cody laughs. He rifles through his pockets to pull out a ring key. Then he stands and beckons me over another room with his burly arm. We come into a small, cramped room with a lounge chair and a desk in front of iron bars. I thought you hated the idea of sleeping in prison. Start to reconsider if it's really that dark outside. That's certainly true. That's the only bed we've got. He paces around the room and finds some boxes and blankets. In no time at all, the chair up for the desk is looking like a cozier kind of bed. Alright then, I'll be the prisoner for the rest of the night. He opens the jail cell and makes himself comfy on the prison bed, fluffing up the pillow there. If I get fleas in, they sure wash them out of me. When I fall asleep, I wouldn't recommend any bribes about skipping out of town. I scoff at him. I don't have the money to anyway, remember? Cody flips me a coin through the bars. I stare at it. Where did you... Saw it lodged on the wall and more like the magnesium. Mouth, you bastard, like blind me twice and it sparked. Tears spilled down my face. For the first 1 week, these are tears of gratitude, not fear, nor resentment, nor self-disgust. That is not how you spell gratitude, but okay. You know what they say about piss poor luck? No? Be friends with a guy who ain't got it. He laughs at his own joke, then quickly sobers up. See, that was a joke at your own expense. I could tell that, William. You didn't ask why I laughed, though. Sure didn't. Damn it, son, I laughed because it was ironic. My luck's garbage, too. I don't really believe that. Worse things have happened to me than this scar, boy. You're good, Sam. I knew that through and through before you even proved it. And if my job is worth anything, it's to make sure good folks don't suffer. Is that all, though? Is that really why you're doing all this for me? Because I'm good? That's not all, no. I didn't think so, William. Well, I'd hope your memory wasn't that short and I count everything I told you today. Something about letting things fester. Anything that good people do. Obviously. Well, you don't have to believe it. That's my task. But you should go easier on yourself. Can't do nothing about a rotten world but be less rotten. And maybe forget to point out where the water trough is. When a man tries... What the fuck? Okay, maybe forget to point out where the water trough is when a man tries to put out some fires, right? Okay. Another pearl. I'm chock full of them. I believe it. You're good at being mouthy, too. I smile. Well, I already knew that. Of course you do. I can still smell me on your whiskers. Fuck you, William. Ain't my fancy. Just tighten a little down. Not sheriff. Not whore. Oh, Lord. Good Jesus Christ. I wake up to the smell of burning pine. Oh, great, is having dreams too. Okay. Oh, never mind. Firewood crackles. I see William stand over a pot that hangs from a rack on the hearth at the end of the room. Pours some of the contents into the bowl and brings it my way. Morning, sunshine. Morning yourself. Looking at the wooden bowl he shoves into my hands. It's a savory bean dish with green onion and small strips of meat. Sleep well. As best I could, I reckon. Not surprised. Your first kill's always the hardest. Not keen on doing it a second time, that's what you mean. Most folks ain't keen to. Wish I could say that for everybody, but I'm around long enough to know better. I don't want to kill nobody. I mean anybody. That's how good folk think. But life is hard, and sometimes it's you or them if you want to keep living. Sons of bitches ain't held back by scruples. For some situation, you gotta learn how to act without thinking. Frankly, it's a miracle you weren't the one that got pulled out of that hole. How's that? Because you were stupid. Thanks, William. Most folks are stupid their first time. I don't think you will be again. Again, I don't want it next time. I'm glad you got that all figured out then. Says you. That being the case, enlarge your head from your rear and take my suggestion seriously. I go in his general direction. Such as... learn to shoot wouldn't hurt. Neither would knowing how to lie. I lie plenty. I know. That's part of the problem. Oh god, that voice hurts. Good grief, okay. Shouldn't I let me more truthful instead? Not around Jack's sword, no. I don't want to talk to too many of those. And you won't have to if you can suss them out without letting them know. Something you failed to put off on must remind. Okay. Mattel snapping as the floors his ways. No to get your breakfast in a bunch. Just worried is all. What, about me? No, the Transcontinental Railroad. Of course you, dipshit. The smile curved inside my face. What is this feeling? Is it arrogance? That's real sweet, William. Well, of course it is. I'm very sweet. Now I have to order you to test his lying skills on me. Nick knows what you did, don't he? Yeah. Blows out a deep breath. That could cause some problems for you. I don't think so. Nick keeps to himself. You're so sure. You ain't? Nick's our friend. So why is it that Nick was the first one who thought you might have done it? I back up. Nick wouldn't have done that. William shakes his head. Yesterday before you showed up. Yesterday before you showed up at the body. He didn't have proof, just concerns. Said remember the direction you were coming from the first time you got injured. Why would he do that? Probably because he knew I wouldn't go on my way to screw you. What the fuck was... I read that wrong, didn't I? Probably because he knew I wouldn't go out of my way. Okay, I read it right. Okay. But more likely because he had concerns with what Jack had been up to for a long while. But I can't be sure. The four of us have to be on the same page. Or Murdoch knows too. That's right. That's 3 who know. I don't care for how quickly that number's climbed. It's my responsibility, so I don't have to worry about it. So what should I be worried about then? Anybody with sticks making this town feel comfy again. There's a certain saying, the smaller the town, the more vicious the politics. Everything feels personal on a small scale. Some of us will look away from a great many things that keep Echo personal. So you want to see this shithole get bigger? I welcome another mainstay than just Mr. Hendricks' mine, if that's what you mean. If that course dries up and there ain't enough coal or gold, it ain't Dora's uppity shite, so it's gonna keep this gravy train running. Even if it might take years for them to go under. And Sam, I'd be sad to see the ground swallow this place, really. William shot me a look. That ain't fair, Sam, and you know it. We've been good to you here. Y'all tried to murder me in a cave. Then what the hell am I doing for your sorry skin? That's a good fucking question. I don't particularly know. Horse shit. We're helping each other like we always have. You want to spit on how we can do things your way? I'm not gonna waste time on a man who's given up. Fuck's sake. I didn't give up. I'm just tired of it they're acting against me or wanting something. That's another problem you have. I try not to knock paranoia too hard, because more often than not, if your gut tells you somebody's fucking with you, they probably are. But if you can't figure out who your friends are, you're just as bound for failure. So what exactly would I need to do then? Bit of life experience, bit of learn how to make focused observations. Tell you what, I'm hosting a poker in my office tonight at 7 p.m. whenever's off work. Ew. Could teach you a thing or two about figuring out how to read people. Fuck poker, I hate it so much. Be here. If Madam lets me, she shouldn't make problems for us. But let me know if she does. Feels a little off to hear him say something like that, but I nod, put my finished breakfast at an end table. I rise and thank him, then turn a corner past a hallway to make my way out the front door. Oh boy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, poker is so shit. Garbage game. Garbage game. What else I hate? Fucking sports in general. Sports are fucking awful. Before you get too far, you bump into a familiar face. Sam? Morning tide. Got her whistles. So really maybe you stuffed in there all night, huh? Me and him had to speak on some things. Doesn't surprise me. Considering how close the both of you are and all. That doesn't usually go to you. I blink. It wasn't that kind of meeting, Todd. Oh. Of course not. I didn't mean to suggest you were going to disrespect the jail like that. It is public property after all. I feel my eyebrow twitch. You usually out patrol this time of the morning. Well, certainly. Normally that is. But we've had some more recent disappearances. A fellow by the name of Huxley Green wandered off, and his old lady is shaking. Poor thing. Drunk idiots probably skipping out another botched gamble. I just hate to see a good woman cry. What makes you so sure she's good? 'Cause anybody who makes a huckleberry pie that good can't be wicked. And if they are, maybe I don't want to be right. That's definitely the sort of thing I would want to hear from a law officer carrying a gun. Well, I'll be off. I'll see you later tonight. He waves. Doesn't take me long to get back to the hip. Nobody's lurking around the front. Harlan catches my gaze as I walk past the bar but make it back to my room without much noise. I fuss with my whiskers in the vanity. Might be losing some luster from all this stress. Because my chest still looks good. Somebody's knocking? It's probably Cynthia. Come in. Door opens and Madame Doris strides in. My chest tightens. It's good that you came back to us, Sam. When you disappeared the night with the rest of the town, on the cusp of a riot, and didn't show up until now, begun to wonder if you would. I was with William. I look away. He took me into custody. The nurse sits on my bed and urgently places her hands on my shoulders. Pray tell for what? I'm not supposed to say he wants me to help him so something. He might need me to visit him more often. Adam shakes her head. That man always wants help with something. Let it be said I will do anything for my girls. I tell them what they need. I tell them that what they tell me. Just enough. And he protects to the extent of his capabilities. Just enough. Maybe I'll look at an expired license here and there. Allowing up the circumstances to expose the adultery of a particularly violent clientele. When in my dealings with him, I discovered a very curious thing. When my intelligence runs dry, so does his protection. So always ask yourself this, Samuel. Am I telling him just enough? This way you'll find a more reliable ally. Cynthia pokes her nose into the doorway. Madam? I'm awfully sorry to interrupt, but I was worried sick about Sam. Dora's expression softens. Of course you were, dear. I've spoken my piece to Sam here. I'll give the two of you some time. The trail of her shawl follows her out of the room. Cynthia closes the door quietly. Sam? What in the world is going on? First you explode last night during work. Then you disappear all night? None of that is like you. Like I just told the madam, William took me into custody. No, that's just where you went. You tell me this since what's going on, Samuel Ayers. You tell me this since don't ever bother speak to me again. The number of people I know just keeps growing. Too many know. This is Cynthia. Cynthia gets to know. I owe her that much. So I did my best to tell what I told William last night, beat for beat. I think I'm getting pretty good at recalling these details by now. By the time I finish, she's staring back in sadness and terror. My God. Now it all makes sense. They're gonna say this is all your fault. No. William said not to tell anybody. Maybe he thinks more things would come to light if I don't cause a distraction. I read about William in the papers. He used to be a big shot detective in the big city. My little backwater was a cake compared to what he dealt with there. Dora doesn't trust William. What do you think about him? Well, he's a cop, Sam. Of course you can't trust him fully. But he's native, so I fear him less. Just know that I'm trusting with my life. You can't tell nobody. I won't. But Madam will probably find out, if she doesn't know already. She always tends to. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I won't let you protect yourself with some horrible thief. Ruin your future. You deserve better. She pulls me into a hug. I can't imagine what it was like to have to bear all that by your lonesome. Just know that you don't have to anymore. Something there changes, feels less heavy. Tears are welling up again in my eyes. She pulls away from me and then pulls a slip paper from one of the pockets like it's just another ordinary day. I have your list. I take the paper from her and look it over. Just 2 clients in late afternoon, thankfully. Call for me if you need something. I have a list today, too. I thank her again before she leaves. I'm fresh up for the rest of my day. Their desires aren't difficult. One of them just wants a warm mouth, and he. Wow, okay. The other just needs a chest to hold as he puts himself in me. And the rest of my day is easy. Harlan just has me move a few ship boxes to the back for him. I make sure to let Cynthia and Madam know where I'm going this time. Tonight's an awful lot more quiet than yesterday was. No folks out on porches playing poker. Feels like an unsettling lull, with a calm before a storm. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, Sam. You're in for some horrible shit. God. When I reach the front of the sheriff's office, I see Todd, but he must have seen me first. Oh! William said he'll be coming around this time, but you're a little early. He's fine. Come on in. William leads me into his office. In the corner, sitting away from the desk, there's a large round table with 6 stools. He takes his seat, and I sit down directly across from him. I won't even bother trying to win tonight. What I think you should focus on is trying to figure out what everyone else will try to do to win. You can learn a lot about the players, especially me. Just know them going to fuck with you. Sounds about right. Todd stands up to answer the door. A huge shape darkens the doorway. Evening. I'm not prepared for the surge of emotions when I hear Nick's voice. Relief, guilt, fear. I didn't think I was going to see him again for a long time after last night. I smile but don't make eye contact. And then he sits next to me. You finally playing a game with us. Sounds particularly earthy today. He must have been working long hours in the mine. It was William's idea. Course it was. Todd rises again and goes toward the knock on the front door. I hear their voice before I see them. Isn't this locale a bit dreary for a get-together? Todd turns the light of the oil wick up to brighten the room just a bit, frowning. William hosts the game. William gets to pick a location. Oh goodness, Sam is here. Puts on a sing-song voice. I know who I'm sitting next to. I wasn't expecting a room full of mine tonight. Well, mine and Todd, I suppose. William sighs. When you said you bring company to Mordok, I assume you meant somebody local. Did you really want to play with Ralph? The coyote grunts. We're just here for a friendly card game. So it's best to keep it casual for a newcomer. Don't you agree? Between the both of them, William stares the fox down. For the smallest moment, something like a revelation flashes across his face, and his muzzle curls into a smirk and nods. They both know something I don't. A man welcome here. I didn't say that. I suspect he did mean it. Beer and parlor game just seems a little lowbrow for a fine fellow from across the pond as yourself. It's an ocean, not a pond. The train ride was considerable. It slides in the chair beside me. Murdoch sits between him and William. Todd takes the last seat between Nick and William. The other starts shuffling a thick, worn deck of cards between his webbed hands. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to make decisions here because I do not know poker. Does anybody need to learn how to play? He looks over to Cliff. Lisa glares daggers back at the otter, so he breaks eye contact. I could use a refresher. Been a while. Todd's eyes light up. Of course. Rounds in poker are fairly fast for a card game. After I shuffle the deck, I give each of you 5 cards face down. Fuck is this music? He gives us 1 card each face down, going clockwise. The objective of the game is to make sure you have the best hand. Or most important, make everyone else think you have the best hand. A game about lying, huh? William's glance meets mine for some return to Todd. Aha, Puck, remembering which hands beat which. 5 of a kind is the best possible hand, but only if you deal with a deck. Only if you deal the deck with a joker. It's the wild card. Are we playing with the Joker in the deck? I feel I can make the game a bit too hectic at times. I don't mind a bit of chaos. No Joker this time, maybe some other week. Right, then let me explain the best possible hands. Best possible hand you can get in this game is a straight flush. I have no idea what they're talking. That means any 5 numbers with numbers. Oh, good grief. That means any 5 cards with numbers in a row, all the way from ace to king. And the suits have to be the same. Okay. I'm glad I already knew what the cards mean, because neither ace nor king are numbers. You see sweat on Todd's brow. If more than one person gets a flush, the highest order wins. 4 of a kind's the next best. What's that? That makes a choking sound. Well, you see... You don't have to explain that, Todd. He's fucking with you. You devil. Well, you see the next highest is a full house. Is that what Todd dreams about whenever he tastes Mrs. Green Pies? Now hold on just a second. Laughter fills the room. Nikolai clears his throat and all of us go quiet. I feel it is very rude to speak when somebody is explaining the rules. But watching Todd squirm, it brings me too much joy. Proceed. Unbelievable! Sorry, friend. Alright. Listen up, dipshits. A full house is 2 cards of one kind and 3 cards of another. So it's Yahtzee? Okay. Like 2 kings and 3 queens and so forth. Next sequence means a flush, which means all the cards are of the same suit. Then a straight, which is just 5 cards with increasing ranks in a row. Yeah, this is Yahtzee. Then 3 of a kind, then 2 pairs, and 1 pair. There's this convocation of clowns. Any particular question about the hierarchy of winning hands? Wow, dude. Funnily enough, I remember the order. I just forgot how the sequence of the games goes. You take a look at your cards and think about how good your chances are. Betting happens clockwise in turns. You can check, raise, call the full. Checking as nobody has bet yet, and you're choosing not to use any of your money. Money? How much are we betting? This'll be good. He pulls out a large potato sack from the table and empties its contents on the table with a loud clatter. No money. Bottle caps. The frowns. But wouldn't real money be more exciting? Having things that we do not have will be exciting. Yes. Cliff opens his mouth again. The wind shoots a look that makes him shut it. There are more interesting things we could bet besides money. Christ almighty. No. Todd, continue. Right. Instead of checking, you can choose to raise. This means every player has to match the amount of chips, or, in this case, bottle caps, to the amount raised, and place those chips in the middle of the table. There's no way they're not explaining this for us to have to fucking do this. Good grief. Shit, man. A player can fold, refusing to bet, and losing the round, but keeping their chips. How many times are allowed to raise the bet? Our house rules limit of 2 times a maximum of 10 chips, otherwise 1 round would take forever. Are we ready to begin? Murmurs of agreement circle the table. Shit, don't tell me that I have to actually do this, please. I don't. Todd deals the cards and I pick mine up. Shit. Okay. So, yeah, I'm screwed. Not terrible that I could do better, right? William is staring directly at me. I'll raise. He flashes me a grin and puts a few chips in the center. Murdoch looks calmly around the table. Then I'll have to fold. His lower lip trembles. I must fold as well. Jesus, you do have to fold that fast. I think I'll call. My pair isn't amazing, but 2 kings ain't bad. I don't understand. The shame Cliff and Murdoch didn't show their cards upwards. I fold. Jesus! Alcohol. There we go. I'll draw one. Just one? That has me a little nervous. Time to look at his eyes. Maybe William's trying to name a specific combo? Throw away the 9 and 7 and the 4, then push them to the center. 3, please. And 3 for me. Leander turns his cards over and frowns immediately. William is staring at him with that shit-eating grin, and this time she shows teeth. I bet. I look at my hand. I have no idea. I don't know. Still not looking too good. Already wasted 2 of my 20 bottle caps. I fold. Whoever collects his pride and reveals his cards. Man is complete garbage. What the hell? How I could have beat that? Nick is smiling more like he's holding his chin in his paw. Y'all let me lead you around the nut by the nose. Don't let me do that. Round 2. Murdoch collects her cards and shuffles. William starts to hand out cards from the second deck. Take a look at my luck is a little better in this game. I don't. Not great. Okay. I'm just gonna take Sam's word for it because I don't fucking understand this. I'll bet. But I'll call. Murdoch looks like it's just as calm as William was, but he's probably full of it. I'm a bit tired of these damn dogs yanking my chain. I'm not off to play their game this time. I fold. And I call. Oh boy, William, what? Those whiskers twitch when he hears that. I'm taking 3. Thought as much. 3 as well. Just 1. Murdoch watches William draw, smirking. I'll raise. William sends a smile right back to Murdoch. I'm really confused. I call. Yeah. I raise. William's tail is flicking side to side in his other 2 corners. Shall we review? What an excellent idea. Very well. 3 of them flip. William's 2 pairs higher than Clef's. Murdoch is 3 queens. Huh. Didn't you just give us a lecture not to keep you in check? I have better chances that time. Cliff collects our cards as Murdoch deals the shuffled deck. Cliff wrinkles his nose as he stares at his hand while Murdoch deals him his last card. Excellent, I will have to bet this time. Mother of God. Was that bad? Yeah, that must have been bad. Okay. Fold. With a pensive hum looking at me. Call. Raise. If the honor was beaming any brighter, I swear it was the sun. Fold. What? No tricks this time? William smiles toothy again. If that's what you want to think. Cliff doesn't seem intimidated. Nick scratches behind his muzzle. I fold. Oh god, I'm sucking. I hate this. And it's up to me. I'll draw 3. 3 for me as well. And I'll draw 3s too. Good grief, these are my fucking voices. I see Cliff's eyes widen with excitement. I raise. I will fold then. I call. The other puts the scissors rather quickly. Show what you got, Sam. Did Todd just look away in embarrassment? Did he blush? No way. I was picturing him having eyes for Mrs. Green, not Cliff of all people. His card showing on his hand. 3 queens. Cliff reveals his hand. 3 kings. Shoot. I thought I had that one. Everybody's cards and shuffle while Cliff rakes in his bottle caps. No shame it was an honorable standoff. I got lucky. Cliff deals the hand. Finally something worked. How is this workable? I don't understand. I bet. Nikolai chuckles. I call. What, is he doubting me? I don't understand what's happening. I suppose he could. He should get around the line of telling out of the way. Myself frown. Todd looked at a squeaky sigh. This just ain't my game. I fold. I noticed Will's ears perk up at that. His disposition improved after Todd folded. Maybe he needs others to do badly. So I'll probably call and fake his hand the rest of the game. I call. Gotcha. I fold. That was fucking not Murdoch's voice. And so do I. Alright. William's hand is bad. Nikolai's underestimated me. And I can actually win this one. I'm drawing 3. Just 1. I don't like that. So, is it taking a big risk or is there nothing to lose? 3 myself. At least I know his hand is lousy for sure now. Smiling big, but that was the same expression he wore before. That must be the face of what someone wants something to reveal. So in other words, he must have something to hide. Probably still has a lousy hand. It just has a really concentrated expression. You can't really tell what he's thinking. But this looks really good for me. I bet. I call. Nikolai's unfolding. Well, maybe he thinks his hand is just good enough to beat mine. William left in a one-note laugh and was in a wilting tone. Then I raise. What? Bullshit, William. Bull. Shit. Neither you folded. Guess I'm eating shit. Reeled his hand. Ha! 2 deuces. Pathetic, William. Pathetic. Do bear. Not too bad. But unfortunately, this deck was stacked against you. Reveals no 4 kings and an ace. Seriously? I had 4 kings from the start. He wasn't acting distance, he was avoiding drawing attention to himself. I'm real bad at this. It's my turn to shuffle. Wait. Who's... I hear a shit. Holy shit, this is happening. Okay, I hear a shot. Nikolai lunges, pushing me to the floor. Cards and bottle caps fly as the table turns over and everything hits the floor. I hear Cliff scream and William's already on his feet. His gun is drawn. Shots go off. My ears are ringing. More glass shatters. It's a horrible noise like a person gargling, then a thud. Oh my god. Everybody stay down! William runs out of the room. There's a squeaky whine coming over the table. He's injured! Who knows for state? Do something! Somebody help him! It's only a bit of blood. It grazed me. Fuck, she yelps. Todd's already pulling a black from the cabinet. Gauze for the wound. I look by where Murdoch was sitting. There's nothing there. But there is a bullet lodged in the wall where Cliff was sitting. I tense up when a shadow covers the window. Todd, come in with his body! He dead? Yeah. There's sobs on the floor while Murdoch clenches his teeth, hissing. Nikolai kneels between Cliff and Murdoch, applying pressure to the gauze while he pats the shaking Cliff. Hey, you want to help him? Take deep breaths. You must be helpful to yourself first before you can help anybody. If a friend being brave taking a bullet, you can be brave too. I don't feel very useful here. Least I can do is follow William and Todd, scouting to be an extra pair of eyes. Might be more of a tactus lurking around. But it wasn't too smart to fire off a gun into an armed police sheriff's department. Maybe they thought the night would have given them enough cover to shoot once and get away. Turns out they were wrong. I hate this place. It takes a while for my eyes to adjust to the moonlight. William was crouched over the body, with Todd looking left and right over his shoulder. His gun is drawn. Can you identify this man? Not on the tip of my tongue. Gray Fox, looks young. I recognize the handgun model, though. That's 1910 model. It's a self-loading handgun. Not surprised that he missed. Was he there the whole time? They're in the card game? William smiled. Very good, Sam. Murdoch knew too, didn't he? He placed himself very well to keep an eye in the window. I can't imagine how he managed to keep his gaze from the window for that long without watching out the corner of his eye. Maybe illuminate me later on why he was followed. So I'll go fetch a bed sheet. We'll wrap him up just to get him out of the alleyway. Yes, sir. Prickles go off in the back of my neck or being washed. I don't see any lights turn on the townhouse rooms above us. Shit. Starlight speckles the sky and the wind picks up. Todd returns with a sheet and lays it on the ground. They push him into it and roll him up. Then they carry him inside into the cell. His body lands on the ground of a cell with a thud. They lock the door. I suspect it's to keep anybody from getting in, considering this one's going nowhere. That revolting smell of shit and blood brings me back to the cave. I walk away from myself wretch. We have a lot of paperwork to fill out in the morning. Todd wilts. Fun! Discards me that neither of you seem much fazed. That Fox looked young enough to be 15. How would he throw his life away like that? Nikolai walks in the room with Murdoch leaning against him. Fox's clothes are stained with dark patches of crimson and his eyes are closed. His shoulders bend, ribbons of heavy gauze. Cliff hovers behind, wringing his hands. This one's all patched up. Feeling alright, buddy? A bit woozy is all but fine. You shouldn't be talking right now. You should be resting. Back and wait. Do you know why you were followed? Followed? No, but I know who he is. Was. Jimmy Fisher. Fox can barely keep his eyes open. Holy shit, you're kidding. That Jimmy? Oh shit, no fucking way. Okay, never mind. Often, flunking, did odd jobs around town. Rarely well. God, I keep fucking jumping in different accents. His speech slurred a little. Suspect he stole Papa's shipments from Ralph. Never caught him. Know that folks would go to him for favors. Dark things. Bad news. Barely got any words out now. I'm taking them both home. You should go with them, Todd. I thought so too, sir. Stay safe. We'll hunker down. Nick and Murdoch hobble out of the front door with Todd and Cliff following closely. The door shuts. I hit the wall with my fist. Why the hell would somebody shoot at us like that? I will admit that's the first time somebody was stupid enough to try and shoot in my own office with my deputy nearby. But stay here long enough and you'll find a lot of this shit in this town don't make much sense. Indeed. Like a child thinking a gun to my guests on my own turf. Or more people missing the ordinary for a town this size. Somebody or something in this town is up to no good. And the worst thing is, I don't even think it was all necessarily connected. I just know that they paid me too much whatever's happening here to be ordinary. That's part why I don't mind putting Mr. Hendricks in an uncomfortable position. You think he's responsible for something? There's no doubt in my mind he's responsible for some of it. I just haven't honed in on anything as of yet. I felt a pit in my stomach. What's sorts of strange things, William? Todd weren't trouble Mrs. Green just for her pies. Her husband's missing. I look back over the jail cell. I can see the moonlight on those sheets. It's not too hard to imagine the horizon fall beneath the fabric. They don't. Should be talking about this here. He can't hear you, son. But what if he can? He's not anybody no more. Unless there's something inside him that still can. What the fuck is this thinking? What the fuck is this logic, Sam? Where are you getting this from? Something that poisoned him. Just like Jack's cave. Just like dirt beneath our feet. This town is cursed. I think William knows that, but doesn't know how to put it into words. I don't think he's a spiritual man. I've never seen him go to church. Though it's not like I do either anymore. Just feels disrespectful is all. William looks like he knows I'm fibbing. What are you afraid of, Sam? Most of everything. I was brought up a God-fearing man. William crosses his arms and furrows his brow. You're dodging my question, but I'll entertain it. Leviticus 18:22 never held you back from doing what you do. You don't seem like the type to memorize the scripture, Sheriff. You pick up a few time and again, but that ain't important. I don't take you for much of a literalist, Sam. You read between the lines when you want to. I don't think you're afraid of God staying in that corner. From your perspective, surely you can hear us just as well in my office in front of that corpse. Both of us turned to the sudden loud banging of the hammer. And he could hear us over Todd boarding up my window, too. Him being all-knowing and all-powerful and all. Fair enough. So I'll repeat myself, Sam. What are you afraid of? I've never been much good at walking things out, even when I want to. Just some mean and stupid rocks tumbling around my head. Don't call yourself stupid. Only I'm allowed to do that. Says who? The red in your face. Pats me on the cheek. Slap his hand away. What are those rocks spilling out, Sam? Just an ordinary sin. Such as doubt. William hems. It's so ordinary for men to doubt the existence of God, Sam. I don't think you should be hard on yourself for that. I ain't scared of him being fake. If God ain't real, we just don't exist when we die. And that would be that. I know that there are worse things than never waking, for certain. So what's the worst thing up on your mind? He doesn't seem like he's going to budge on this. I already feel guilty for thinking about it, so I might as well say it. Well, coughing clear my throat. It's the same fear I've always had, really. Ever since I was a boy. I knew that if God must be real, starting to stutter on my words, I knew I'd be scared of the possibility of it, that our tiny animal minds could never begin to process what God really is. But I was written by people, so they wouldn't be able to get close neither. And that we'd never understand the vast and terrible workings that make up his mind, soul, and body. And that when he makes us in our mother's womb, he already knows who we'll be and how we'll die, right at the very start. It don't matter if we're good, we're kind, we're cruel, we're callous. We're all just a meal for him. And throughout the entirety of our lives, he feasts on everything that we are. Trembling to my lips stops. The soap from my brow. As you can hear me, God, I'm sorry for thinking that. But every time I push the thought away, it always comes back. Christ almighty! I told you the thought was wicked. The coyote pinched the bridge of his nose. No, I asked, so this is what I deserve. I just never pin your brain being that. He was pulling a circle in the air. Artistic. That's all. I think I bothered him. That's a mite difficult considering the gunshots, the wounds, and the dead blood, but I'll step to it. A bit of rest will do us some good. You should go to the hip. I have the faint inkling you would get a wink of sleep tonight if you stayed. Wouldn't stay, not even if you paid me. Well, make sure you check with me tomorrow. We need to put ideas together. You have a lead? This one should be easy. How? Sam, we have a bullet in a firearm. You think a boy just run around willy-nilly with a loaded gun he brought by the store so he could stalk and gun down a target after hours? No, an adult gave him that weapon. But who? Either somebody very crafty or somebody very stupid. Oh, I'll bet the rest of my left ear that it was somebody very stupid. What time should I show up tomorrow? Apart from visit the coroner and purchasing a window, I should be here all day, so whenever suits you. I'll see what I can do. I open the door with my eyes adjust to the dark road. Seems like nobody's coming. Good. Hey, Turn around to William's barking voice behind me. Just one more thing before you go, Sam. Yeah? Lighten up! Shuts the door on me. Wish I could, you stubborn bastard. Maybe he stayed calm because he thinks he won. Because he protected us. Because he thinks he's always one step ahead. But if that bullet wasn't clean, it broke Murdoch's skin. If it gets infected, he might die. And I think somebody wanted that bullet in Cliff. Can't be calm about that at all. I don't think you should be either, William. Then again, maybe you aren't. I don't know. Maybe next time I should ask what scares you. What scares William, right? Oh, what the fuck? Who is that? William. Huh? William chapter 2. Okay. Well, guys, that was something. What you hear? In main menu. Alright. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.